Everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends.
That's an old gun, Mrs. Forbes.
Yes. Yes, it is old.
Can I have a look?
Yes. You boys, you better get back to work, right?
See? She's off her tree. Let's get out of here.
We can't leave her like that. You heard what she said. No one talks to her around here, and she hasn't got any relatives.
Well, that's not our fault. Okay, what do you want to do? I reckon we should call a doctor.
We can't do that. They'd put her away.
So they should. She can't go wandering around like that.
Well, what if it's only a temporary thing, and she snaps out of it? Well, what then?
They'd let her go. This isn't the Dark Ages, remember? If she's a bit senile, she needs professional help.
Oh, OK. But we're going to wait until after the funeral. And if you don't like it, you can get out.
Hello? Have a good day?
No, not really.
Oh. Well, what do you think of it?
What?
My new cleaner. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, it's the one you wanted.
What's wrong, Julie?
Oh, Des. He told us at the bank today he's been offered a job to Canberra.
Are you kidding?
Oh, why would I kid about something like that? No, the bank manager's suggesting him and he said to go ahead with it.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it, although I'd be sorry to see him go.
Sorry? Oh, Grandma, you don't realise how important Des is to the bank, to all of us. Oh, what's the use? Have we heard any word from Scott?
No, nothing. I wish that woman who phoned would call us back. If we only knew where he was, it wouldn't be so bad. I'll get it.
Hello, Mrs. Davies.
There it is. Congratulations on your promotion.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, Julie was just telling us about it. So, what's going to happen to Daphne, though?
Well, that's what I want to talk to you
What?
about. Can we go outside?
Yeah, sure. Just going outside, Jules, in case you wondered. Yeah, well, if that's what you want, that's great. But I thought you wanted to settle down.
Yeah. Lorraine really made a fool out of me when she called the wedding off. Guess it's running away, but that's the way it is. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about Daphne.
Oh, yeah? What's going to happen there?
Well, it's a bit embarrassing. She wants to buy the house.
She does? Fantastic. Isn't it?
No. She wants a loan from the bank. How the hell do I front the manager, the guy who's recommending me for the Canberra job, and ask him for a loan for a stripper who's living in my house?
Oh, sir, well, if that's your big problem, maybe you should just come clean and admit to Daphne that you're ashamed of her.
I thought you'd understand.
I understand. I understand that she asked you to do something as a friend. Some friend.
I am a friend. That's why I'm trying to avoid hurting her.
You want to avoid being embarrassed. That's what you want. Well, at least when you're in Canberra, you won't have to worry about mixing with people who you're ashamed of.
What's got into you? You're acting like you're falling for her.
Could be. Then again, could be I'm just bloody disappointed in you, friend.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Did you make an appointment for me?
No, not yet.
Oh, good.
Good?
Yes, I've been trying to work out how much I'm worth and how much I can count on earning every week. Well, that's what they want, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, listen, Daphne, are you sure you're going to be able to make these repayments every month?
Yes, of course.
It's a hell of a lot of money. I mean, you got... On top of that, you got your rates, and your insurance, Maintenance?
Des, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I know. I just want to be certain you know what you're doing. I'll see the manager first thing tomorrow morning.
Des, you're an angel.
Morning, Des.
Morning.
Ah, Mr. Arnold's been looking for you, Des.
For me?
He's got someone with him.
Good morning, Mr. Clarke.
G'day. Morning, Mr. Arnold.
I did wonder if we were to have the pleasure of your company this morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to get my car serviced. You remember I told you yesterday?
Oh, yes. So you did. So you did. Can I see you in my office? Yeah, my son, Greg, I'd like to introduce Mr. Des Clarke.
G'day, Greg. Hi.
Greg's starting work here today.
Oh, great.
Yes, he's replacing young... what was his name?
Jarrett.
Quite. Greg, of course, has had most of his training, but I'd like you to keep a friendly eye on him until he gets settled in.
Oh, pleasure.
Very well, I'll leave all that to you.
Mr. Arnold, I'd like to talk to you about a new client.
Of course. Who is it?
Well, I'll talk to you after I've introduced Greg around.
I'll see you later, Greg.
Well, that'll be your desk.
Okay.
Marilyn, Julie. I'd like to introduce you to Greg Arnold. Greg's joining us today.
Oh, hello, Greg.
I should tell you two girls right up front that you're the main reasons that I agreed to work here.
Oh. Why's that?
Oh, I've seen you both when I was picking up the old man.
Strange we didn't notice you.
Well, I'll just have to make sure that you notice me from now on, won't I?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Marilyn, you introduce Greg to the others. I've got to see Mr. Arnold.
Sure.
Well, Marilyn, I'm all yours.
Looks like it. Patrick, Greg Arnold, who's starting work at the bank today.
Hi.
You say the young lady's an entertainer. What sort of an entertainer?
To be specific, she's a stripper.
A stripper? And she wants to buy your house?
That's right.
How'd you come to be recommending her?
Oh, she's a friend of mine.
Oh, a friend?
Yes, and of course I wouldn't be recommending her if I had any doubts about her ability to repay the loan. As you can see, she's got an account with the bank already.
Yes, Ramsay Street. Don't you live in Ramsay Street?
Yes. Miss Lawrence has a room in my house.
Are you telling me that as an employee of this bank, you are living with a stripper?
Well, that's not exactly the way it is, Mr. Arnold.
Then tell me exactly, how is it?
Of course, once everything's computerized, you won't have to worry about this particular ledger.
Well, I'm not particularly worried about it now.
Well, you know what I mean.
You know, you're not at all bad looking, Marilyn.
Well, we open in 5 minutes and I've got a lot to do.
How's Greg settling in? He's a creep. What makes you say that?
He just is. I can spot his type at 50 paces.
Marilyn, first impressions aren't always right.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, look, first day at a new job's never easy. You should know that.
I know you gave me a look of pure hatred when Des was nice to me.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Anything I can do for you before I open up?
Oh, there's a lot you can do for me.
Oh.
How about we discuss it over dinner tonight?
I like that food, thank you.
Come. Sit down. I told you this morning how amazed I was that you were sharing your home with a woman of very doubtful morals.
Now, hold on, Mr. Arnold. Morals have nothing to do with my relationship with Miss Lawrence.
That wasn't very well put, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yeah. Okay, I'll spell it out. We have a landlord-tenant relationship, and that is it.
That's all very well. I may believe that, but what about head office?
What about head office?
Well, naturally, I had to explain your situation in the light of the things that you told me. It isn't so much the fact that you are recommending this young woman for a loan from this bank that is of concern. It is also the advisability of us promoting someone with your rather, shall we say, permissive attitude to your private life. To put it mildly, it suddenly casts doubt on your character. And I must tell you that we are all thinking again about your suitability for the Canberra position.
Would you prefer I lied to you about her?
Of course not. We would have preferred that you told us about her when you first started this liaison.
Now, look, you've just said some pretty rough things about Miss Lawrence. Don't push your luck.
I hope you're not threatening me.
Only with legal action.
If you walk out of this office now, you are jeopardising your position with the bank.
No, mate. You're the one who's jeopardising my position at this bank.
I won't be very long.
Can we come with you, Mrs. Forbes?
I don't think you should.
We didn't know him, but we'd like to be there.
Not very far. We can walk across the paddock.
I couldn't believe it when we got back from the cruise and I heard about those two boys. Mind you, I wouldn't have believed that mugging story anyway. I've known them since they were little kids and they'd never mug anyone. Of course, young Danny's always been a bit wild. And as for Max Ramsay, well, I'm sorry. But I've never forgiven him for the way he spoke to me the Christmas before last.
Oh, but they make wonderful neighbours, Mrs. Goff.
Oh, I have nothing against Maria Ramsay. She's a credit to her country, Czechoslovakia, isn't it?
No, she's Australian like we are.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Hello?
Oh, Gran, it's only me.
Ah, I was hoping you'd call.
Oh, did I say I'd call?
No, there's no trouble. You'll never guess who walked in about 20 minutes ago. Mrs. Goff.
Oh, gosh, that dreadful gossip. I thought she was still overseas.
Oh, she came back yesterday. They had a wonderful cruise.
Well, don't offer her a cup of tea or you'll never get rid of her.
And she said she'd pop into the bank to tell you all about it.
Oh, great. All right, well, look, I'll let you get back to your gossip, but I just called to say I won't be in for dinner tonight.
Oh?
Yeah, it's a new employee from the bank. But look, I'll be home to change, so I'll tell you all about it then.
All right. I'd better get on with the work I promised to do for your father.
She won't take the hint.
Goodbye, dear. I do appreciate your bringing that letter around, Mrs. Goff.
Oh, no trouble. It stands to reason with all the millions of letters being delivered, some end up in the wrong box. And when I saw it was from an estate agent, I thought you might be selling the house or something.
Oh, no, nothing like that. Well,
And as for poor Des Clarke, it's the sort of story you read about, isn't it? Being stood up on the day of your wedding. I say, is that girl who's living there really a stripper?
Oh, you'd have to ask her that.
Oh, no. Live and let live. That's my motto. Well, I must be off. I'd pop in and see Mrs. Ramsay, but, well, with all the trouble that family's been having lately...
I'll tell her you were asking after her.
And Danny and Scott, they're staying on the farm, you say?
Yes, with so much malicious gossip, we thought it would be good for them to have some fresh air.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Mrs. Goff.
I love you, Ned. Hold on a minute. Where did you two get those shirts and ties?
At the shop. We went down this morning.
You used that money I paid you?
Only a bit. They didn't cost much.
Oh, I appreciate what you did. Thank you. Who can that be?
I'll go.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Oakley. Is Mrs. Forbes in?
Yes, come in.
Yes?
Hello, Mrs. Forbes. I'm Joyce Oakley. We're a mile or so down the road.
I didn't hear a car. Did you hear a car?
No.
The gate was padlocked. I walked from the main road.
We don't like strangers prowling around the place.
Oh, I'm not prowling, Mrs. Forbes. I just came to ask if there's anything I can do. I was so sorry to hear about your husband.
It's all right. He'll be home soon. Said at the hospital he'd be home soon.
Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you. Who are you two boys?
We work for Mrs. Forbes.
This is Danny, and this is Scott. Do you like their shirts? I only bought them this morning. This morning?
Mrs. Forbes, why don't you have a lie down?
Yes. What's she doing here?
It's okay, Mrs. Forbes.
We don't like prowlers. They make us cranky. You get rid of her.
Oh, that poor woman. She needs help.
She's just upset, that's all. She'll be all right. We'll look after her.
But you can't. 2 young boys. What about her relatives?
We're her relatives. She's our auntie.
You said you worked for her.
We do.
I haven't come here in any way to interfere. But you two boys must realise she needs professional help.
We keep telling you she'll be all right.
Yes, well, we'll see. Right?
She's off her tree again. Why did she have to go and do it in front of that woman?
Saw Daphne this afternoon. She said she's hoping to buy Des's house when he goes to Canberra.
If she can get a bank loan, that is.
Well, she said he's checking it out for her.
Pigs might fly, too.
What does that mean?
Ah, nothing. That the lot?
Yes, thanks, love.
See ya.
Bye.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's good to see you busy at work again.
We're busy, all right. What about you? What sort of a day did you have?
Not bad. Julie isn't home. She's gone out with a chap from the bank.
Oh, shame about Peter Kirk. Thought he was sort of right for her somehow.
Yeah. Oh, and I had a long visit from Mrs. Goff.
I thought she was cruising the Pacific.
She was. Needless to say, she's right up to date on the street gossip. Oh, by the way, the postman delivered this to her place by mistake.
Real estate agent. Probably wants to buy the house. Do you want to sell?
Thank you. I'm happy here.
No word on Scott, I suppose.
No, nothing.
Oh, damn. Listen to this. Dear Mr. Robinson, we would appreciate your comments in the strictest confidence on the suitability of Mr. Max Ramsay as a tenant for one of our serviced apartments. I was hoping it would all blow over. Looks like Max is determined to leave Maria after all.